Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to sisi, the test server for EVE Online, where CCP is holding a second mass test for the carrier mechanics that are coming in the Citadel expansion. Now, I missed the first jump, so unfortunately, while the client showed my Nix here being at 0 on the gate, I actually had drifted off of it, and so I couldn't jump with everyone else. But all right, we did make it here. So this is the fleet here, 300 in local so far. I think it's going to go up to around 400 people. So pretty good participation so far. And now we have to take a little bit of distance from one another where we will actually test out the new fighter mechanics. So I'm breaking out the Nix once again, which I think is pretty cool. But let me tell you, it was quite a bit of work to get this one back in fighting order because I had lost all of my fighters. And in order to replenish them, well, I couldn't dock. So basically what I had to do, this could be a tip for anyone else that wants in on these mass tests with the gifts that we receive. You know, you do get all of these carriers, super carriers, titans and all of that good stuff for testing purposes. But if you need to refit some stuff inside your super carrier, but you can't because you can't dock, what I did is I dropped the mobile depot and then I just started moving stuff over after I basically abandoned it at a safe spot in an Idron Mark V. I just moved everything into the fleet hangar. And then once I got back into the Nix, I could start loading up the fighters, putting them in the fighter bay and all of that good stuff. So just using the fitting window from a mobile depot did work to get that going. In the meantime, we are slowly heading out away from the fleet here. Of course, I didn't put a prop mod on this one. I also didn't refit the smart bombs, but the idea is to not use them for this test. So we definitely won't do them. And yeah, next up, we'll just wait for CCP to give us, goddammit, here goes the first smart bomb, which was not the idea, but all right. So the idea is going to be to test out the fighter mechanics here with some move commands and things like that, which I've not explored yet. So I do think it's going to be pretty interesting to be a part of this test and try and show that aspect to you guys, because I had to do a little bit of research and a little bit of figuring out to actually get everything going. So let's see here if we can keep going. Yeah, looks all right. I will just wait for them to start telling us to unload and reload our fighters. That should be the first part of the test to see how the server handles this. Performance-wise, yeah, this is decently tough for the client. I also disabled the audio. You can see we're up to 314 local now. And yeah, this is decently heavy stuff, although close by, I can get to almost 60 frames per second. So I'm actually pretty happy with the performance so far. I'm also going to keep the tactical UI and the overlay on this time, because if you have to do some stuff with your fighters, that's pretty important. So for the next minutes, launch your fighter squadrons and scoop them again as often as possible. There might be a small delay in between. All right, so we're launching them. Here we go, loading them. And when all the icons are out here, you can see that they've been launched. I can also probably, can I select them or something? Oh, and it doesn't really show where they are in space. That's weird. All right, let's recall them quickly. So now they are returning. If you have no fighters, just wait, of course. So now they're refueling. These guys are ready, so are the shadows, etc, etc. What I found out that is pretty interesting here so far is that while I keep, whoops, oh, okay, I got an error message because they were not ready yet. I thought they were, but all right, let's press launch here again. Yeah, a little bit of a delay and an error message. But all right, that's why we're here to test this. Let's do a recall here once again. What I find pretty interesting is here, for instance, these are shadows, but they're heavy fighters, but you need 6 of them to create a whole flight. But for the sirens here, for instance, you only need 3 of them. And then here we've got the equities, which is 12 fighters, same as the grams, but the Einherjes, only 9 of them. So it really depends on the fighter you're choosing. That really depends or it makes a difference in the numbers you need to create a full squad, which I was not ready for. For the rest of them, I have like 3 heavies of many different other types, which oftentimes are not a full squad. And yeah, it's just sort of weird. We will need to do a little bit of research on all of that. All right, let's get them back. Launch and recall them again and again. So it's all about, I think, the refueling, the getting ready. So refueling, get this baby ready, and then we can launch them again. Yeah, no error, that worked. Pretty good, pretty responsive here so far as well, I must say. And going into space doesn't seem to be a very big deal. Let's recall them again. Everyone gets the message. Oop, the energies get the message a bit late, it seems, or not at all. Let's see. Return. Okay, here something did go wrong. Let's recall them again. A second click does give the command, but that was a little weird. So now they are returning. Don't ask me from where. I did disable the brackets. Still returning. Maybe it's, well, no, it's 9 of them, and the 12 grams actually arrived earlier. Loading, refueling, and again you can see on the UI that it is doing that, and refuels. All right, let's relaunch them again. So that works. Now they're all in space, and if I press recall, well, look at that. So it takes a little bit of time for them to actually load up server side, I think, and that's what's happening here. So now if I press a second time, we spot a few more, and they're being recalled. And then let's try the final time. Yeah, here come the shadows as well. So that's interesting. That's obviously something lag related, but all of them are back in and refueling. And this is of course the test to see how the server can handle this. Now the launching seems to be pretty much flawless, right? Everyone has been launched, but if you recall them too quickly, it doesn't work. Let's try some individual ones. Recall, and recall. Just giving individual commands to the server this time. That seemed to work quite all right. Then we'll try the opposite once again. So these are returning. Maybe as they are returning and fueling, launch squadron into space. Launch squadron into space. Launch. Yeah, these guys, the energies apparently for some reason need a bit more time from time to time. Let's launch this guy as well. And then these as well. So the launching pretty much flawless. Recalling them, yeah, they again didn't spot the energies. I do think that's of course because it's so busy now on the server that that's the reason. And if I press this again, now they're finally returning and coming back. Okay, all right. Returning, refueling. Let's keep doing that. Maybe we'll head off in that direction a little bit. So they're saying thank you. I'm hoping that this gives them good data. I can definitely confirm that the launch mechanic seems to be working quite well. Of course, usually you'd wait a few seconds before recalling them. You know, you'd use them to fight a little bit. And so, as you could see right there, if I wait 5-10 seconds, the server does know all of them are in space and it works. So launching again. Ready for combat. Let's wait another 5 seconds here again. 2, 1, recalling, and it recognizes all of them. So it works. It works. If you're really twitchy, you know, if you're going like, all right, everyone is being, they're all in space, press this as fast as you can, then there you go. Some of them aren't recognized just yet, but that I think is just basically some lag that's happening. Let's quickly press final recall. Now launch your fighters and keep them launched. Command your ships to orbit, approach, and keep at range on various objects. This is the interesting part, I think, because it's something that I had to really figure out how to do. So let's launch my guys, and let's hope I can actually do it without the brackets on. I'm not sure if that's going to work too well, but let me see here. There is a Tempest right here, right? Yes. So I could presumably select only these shadows, and then I could tell them to like to orbit that Tempest, which is in my selected item, at 2,500 meters. Let's see if I can also look at. All right, so this is pretty annoying, I think, without having the brackets on. So I will quickly do this. Stop hiding all brackets. Oh my god, this is such a mess. Let's see if we can. Yeah, all right, we can spot my fighters. So sorry for the mess here, but that is why the mass test is here. We'll take the Erebus next, and I can now tell my sirens, for instance, to go and orbit the Erebus at 10 kilometers, and then we should see them start moving in that direction. There you go, the orbit is set. I can also tell them to approach. So this, I think, is the most intuitive way to do this. Let's see, using the conventional right-click menu or the radial menu, use selected item window. So what I can also do but I have to select them here themselves. We're still on that one, okay. We can still go and do an orbit at certain range. And then again, we'll see that my drones here should, if they get the right command, start moving. This one, let's try that again. Orbit at 1,000, that's fine too. Just start moving. Doesn't seem to want to. Okay, let's try it like this then. Orbit at 2,500. Yeah, that works. Okay. CCP, just quick heads up, I couldn't do it through the radial menu, but the right-click menu does seem to work as well. Now, another control scheme, which doesn't involve an active target, is just the Q button. And now with the Q button, I think I have to double-click. Yeah, you can tell them to actually go into a certain area. Let's see now if I can just control select all of them. Yes, I can. And then again, I could queue them and then tell them to go somewhere, like all of them focusing on that one point. Now, in a major tie-dye fight, I don't think I want to be having to deal with the brackets, having to deal with all of this on. In the meantime, maybe I should... Yeah, let's not... let me see here. Maybe I should start aligning align 2. No. Let's use that one, align 2. Take distance here once again. So that worked, as you can see. Now let's see if I can just tell them all to orbit this guy at 5,000 meters. There they go. So that works with the selected fighters. I think that this works pretty well. Could we also do something like a keep at range? Let's try that, 7,500 meters. I'm not sure what they're exactly going to do for that. Yeah, they're just burning out and now they're holding at 7,500 meters closest to their position. I think that is pretty cool. Let's see if I could like select these guys and then do a keep at range at 1,000 meters. Are they... Yeah, they're actually going after these guys. Look at that. That is pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. And here again, we can tell them to orbit something. So you can control these fighters, and in a big fleet, this could be something that'll work quite well. Let's try and close in on the orbit here. Up to like 1,000 meters. Now they should start to approach that Titan a little bit. Just, yeah. Let's maybe next orbit these fur bulks at 500. There they go. Seems to be working quite nicely for me at least. One thing that I maybe should try again is, now let's just click on that one again. And can I now radial menu for an orbit? Does that work? Do they switch? That really doesn't seem to work too well. One of them, I think, tried to switch. Let's see if we can tell them to orbit this. Yeah, all right. It worked, but it's a little jittery from time to time. So that is pretty strange. And you don't actually need to have this in the selected item. So I can just do it from space, apparently. That is pretty cool. So there you go. Thank you again. Yeah, I do like this. I think that this is pretty cool. Oh yeah, I have to double click in order to actually give the command, I think. Yes. All right, there they go. So that is pretty cool. Was it like a right click? No, one click to go up. Yeah, and then I can again double click. God damn it. It gave the command through. So a little bit of lag. I think that's to be expected with everything that's going on here at the moment. But so far, yeah, looks like it is working quite nicely. And this is basically the movement scheme. I think what I would personally just prefer, now recall everyone and align to the beacons, we'll do that. So personally what I think I would prefer to use mostly is just the right click mechanic. I think that's going to be the easiest, just have all of them selected, maybe shortcut the selection of these drones. Not sure if that works if I press 2, no, that doesn't work exactly that way. You know, if you want that individual control, maybe try and make shortcuts for the different flights and then just use a right click on something else when you know you've got it selected. But alright, it seemed to work quite nicely. So let's quickly recall the drones here. You can see that they are coming back towards my nicks. There they go. And then the final ones, just the shadows that need to return. A little bit slower, but they are inside as well. That now gives me the opportunity to hide all brackets once again. And to be honest, in a big tie-dye fight where there's actually shooting going on, this can be pretty tricky. This can be something that'll take some getting used to, that'll take some mastering to actually get going. I think it is pretty interesting, but it could also be, yeah, quite hectic to try and get that to work or to be efficient this way. In the big fights, what I will do is just select a target, tell my guys to start shooting that, and then maybe use the movement commands a little bit when I know that they are far away, and then maybe spam their extra weapon slots, the high weapon slots a little bit more, something like that. But I'm not sure how much min-maxing I could do with the movement controls in a battle. Warp to your beacons, fleet W, fleet X. All right, so that's again distance. Fleet W. Let's do a warp within 20, so we don't end up, I think, in the bulk of the fleet. Here is my Nix, and I think we're supposed to fight under the Citadel next, so that could be pretty interesting. Everyone is warping off. That is a pretty cool sight. Holy crap. Everyone is gone way before me. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people. Off they all go towards their beacons. And normally I'll be warping in just a second as well. Maybe it's like my Nix fit or something like that I'm so slow. Warping, finally. Well, at least we got to see most people move out. That was pretty cool. We are back up to 60 frames per second now. Let's start by zooming out a little bit, because this could get pretty rough when we land on that grid with the Excel Citadel, which I think I'll try to keep it in frame as much as possible. If CCP decides to test out the Doomsday on that one, that would be pretty cool to see, of course. But yeah, the control scheme, it seems to work, it seems to be functional. I just wonder how easy or difficult it's going to be to use that effectively when you are in a massive fight with a lot of lag, with a lot of tie-dye and all of that stuff. And I don't even want to know, because I don't want to have my overview brackets on so that I can actually do these effectively during the next fight or anything like that. I don't even feel like giving it a go. So I'm going to go the brute the brute type of way. Just start attacking something. Don't really care what too much. Align. All right. So fleet W beacon. We are landing. And that's going to be fleet X. Now let's just give us a little bit of time. There it is. There is the Citadel. So that's fleet X. This is fleet W. Let's see if we'll get a fight out of this. What it'll look like. Oh yeah, that's true. I can of course always detach the view here. Maybe go like this. See if anything happens like in between them. A little bit lower. There we go. Start fighting. Just like that. Start fighting. All right. Let me see here. Let's first of all maybe grab an apostle. Put myself at an orbit so that I'm at least moving a little bit. Now let's try activating some stuff. And oh no. Oh no, no. There goes the Doomsdays already. So let's browse down a little bit to Fleet X. Let us take something like a Chimera that we could actually maybe try to handle. And that's a lot of Doomsdays, so I don't want to lose all my fighters right away. But that is of course one thing that was going to be fired from one from one fleet to the other. And while they're being fired, oh my god. While they're being fired, I don't want to actually launch my fighters too much so because I don't want to lose them right away. But let's risk it. Launch. They are ready? No. Launch all fights. Oh man. I'll bet I'm dead or something. Launch squadron to space. Does that work? Why won't it work? Oh dear. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Tie-dye is... Oh, that could be it, of course. Tie-dye is down to 30%. So here you can see we also have some smart bombs going off. That is... Not sure what that was, but it is pretty cool. So here... Oh, no, no, no. Oh my god, Fleet W is getting owned. Lots of stuff exploding already. Come on, keep trying to get my fighters out, but I'm not sure it's actually going to work. This is not a fighter test anymore, guys. This is just obliterate. Oh my god. Alright, time to actually just go with the flow here. Disable all of this. And yeah, let's sit back, relax, enjoy the show. As stuff just explodes. Maybe I can have the entire citadel in view. Yep, here we go. So there's really not much you can do when you're all balled up like that and they've got some sort of AoE Doomsdays firing at you. This is what it looks like. I think it does look pretty cool. Oh my goodness. Oh, they are trying to launch, but yeah, I mean, what am I going to show you that's cooler than this? Holy crap. I'll bet I'll be dead before I can really do anything anyways, so just keep going, guys. Keep using those Doomsdays. As more stuff explodes. Welcome to sisi. Welcome to the second mass test for what was supposed to be carriers, but it ended up just being a light show with the Doomsdays. Oh my bloody god. This is the power of a few hundred suns being fired at each other. And this actually reminds me of Farscape, where what was it all about? Those wormhole weapons that actually destroy just whole galaxies itself. So, you know, this is just mutually assured destruction at this point. Oh my god. And there we go. You know what? As everything is just getting wrecked to pieces, I hope you guys enjoyed this mass test. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.